Welcome back to Logie Builds. Today we have a snowblower. I found this on Marketplace. It was $50. Of course it doesn't run. Why would it? That doesn't make good content. That's why. It's about 4 degrees out. My teeth hurt and I want to get this out of the truck bed inside so that I can ignore it and work on it a different day because it's been way too cold to do anything reasonable lately. It's been like -15 for the last 2 weeks. And it's finally supposed to start warming up this weekend. So maybe if we're lucky, we'll be able to work on it tomorrow or something. But for today, I don't really have any time. So I got to get this unloaded and we will come back to it another day. All right, time to get this thing down. Cool. So until I can get some parts, this is where it's going to sit until then. So, yeah. So it's been a couple of days, and I haven't gotten any parts, but I might have an idea. I was told by the seller that the carburetor was leaking, and if I had to guess, it's out of the bowl. So I got some O-rings that I can try out, but I think first we're going to check for spark and see if we need to figure out a way to mount that cover on there so that we can have good contact. We got to check for spark. So I picked up some not god-awful terrible, probably spark testers. So we're going to try that out first. So the way these work is you just shove these in here and then you put that guy on there and then you just check for spark. And we do have spark. So I seen it. I don't know if you guys did. Let me know in the comments. YouTube likes that sort of thing. But I know that we have spark. So we can worry about getting this guy mounted later, which is good. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is actually bring this guy back off so that I can actually get a good look at what's going on. So I'm going to put some gas in it. Is there any? Okay. Oh, the carburetor's loose. Huh. Alright. Well, I guess we'll tighten that up. I don't know how I didn't notice that before. Well, we'll tighten that guy up and put some gas in it and see what it does. So now that that guy's nice and tight, I'll put some gas in it and see what it does. If I have any gas here. Uh-oh. I might have to run and get gas quick. I don't think there's any here. Well, that's problematic. Now that we have some gas, I'm going to pour it in here and well, we'll see what it does. So it's actually, okay, everything is leaking everywhere. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so it looks like the fuel line leaks and the carburetor definitely leaks. Where is it leaking out of? Oh my, it almost acting like a stuck needle and seat. Let's dive into that. Well, it's good to know that this cover is mounted to just about everything, everywhere. I mean, you need to pull that carb back off so I can get the fuel line on. we'll try to get it without. Now, to address that carburetor, we'll just pull this guy off. Actually, almost looks like the drain is leaking. There is a ton of garbage in there. Wow. That is terribly messy. Well, it seems like that's working okay, but it seems that, I don't know if you guys can hear that or not with the microphone, but this thing is definitely not sealing anymore. So I have this O-ring kit from, you guessed it, Harbor Freight, and seems like that one matches up pretty good. So we're gonna try him out. He goes on with minimal issues. It did seem to be just a hair smaller, but I really want to try to get this without pulling the carb. So this thing is like all out of round, but hopefully this O-ring will kind of make up for the fact that this thing is in really not very good shape. We'll see, and we'll hope. All it's got to do is seal. And if it can do that, then I think we're golden. We'll see. So we'll let the gas in and see if it leaks again. I kind of have a feeling that it might. Oh, yeah, there it goes. I think it's coming from that drain, actually. So we'll cause another environmental disaster. So we'll take a peek at that quick and see what that's about. There's a bunch of crud in it, looks like. So see if we can't clean that out a little bit more. Well, I sprayed it with some cleaner, and it looks like it's holding now. There's liquid in there, and it's not leaking. So what we're gonna do is we are going to do our absolute best not to touch it, in hopes that it doesn't get startled and start leaking. And I bumped it. That's great. At this point, it's whatever we can do to get this thing to stop leaking everywhere. If it doesn't drip gas everywhere this time, I'd call it a win. And then we'll see if we can get this thing to run. So, oh, and it's leaking everywhere again. Okay, it's coming out of the intake. Maybe that needle and seat is all dirty or deformed like the rest of it. I think this carb's gotta just come off, much as I don't really want to do that. So I guess we'll take this carb off and look into it better. Well, you meet me back at this familiar workbench to investigate this carburetor. Like this gasket has seen better days too. Might have to try to find one of them. This needle is not sealing at all, from what I can tell. So what we'll do is see if we can't make it do things. Doesn't even look like there's a seat in there. Well, that would be a problem for sure. I don't have a seat for this. Maybe I can get an O-ring in there or something. I'm gonna go find an O-ring quick. So we have our fancy pants O-ring kit to hopefully get this to maybe make a seat. And this is the smallest O-ring I have. Hopefully, oh man, it looks like it's still too big. Maybe I can force it in there with something. I could try to maybe trim that O-ring down a little bit or something. What have I got to lose other than my fingers? I'm not sure I'm ready to give up on this O-ring idea. Okay, so I think I figured it out. I already did it because I was testing, and now there's no way I'm going to be able to get it out. But I took these and that O-ring, and I snipped the edges of it, and now it goes down in there. So I just kind of tested it just real briefly, but now I want to try it with the float to see if it actually does anything or not. So we got our float back on. Well, it's doing something. The sound changes. Maybe I could do 2 of those O-rings and push my luck even further. Maybe it'll actually be correct now. Heck, the float height even looks perfect. Except now you're stuck. There you go. Oh, he's not too happy about that. Why are you so upset all of a sudden? Is it because you have 2 O-rings down there now, or is it? Might be. Okay, so basically, I had decided that I needed a new carburetor after messing with that one for way too long. So let's just cut to that footage and save both of us a ton of time. Well, it's been a week. I ordered a carburetor, so we're gonna open that guy up and see if it's even close to the correct thing. Alright. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. Oh, it even came with new fuel line. Look at that. So, it came with everything. Look at that. Looks similar, to say the least. Come on, you. Well, hopefully it'll work. Let's throw her on and see if it'll stop spraying gas out of the throat for once. Alright, now it's time to take this carb off for the last time, hopefully. So since we're swapping carbs, we're going to have to swap this guy over to our new carb. Try to get this fuel line off with our handy dandy pocket pliers. Now we'll just get this one and the other one side by side to compare them. Alright, so there are a couple of key differences. One, the fuel inlet is a little different on them, and our governor holes are a little different, so we'll probably have to mess with that a little bit, but hopefully that governor should be pretty easy to figure out. So I may actually end up needing to drill a hole, so I think I'm going to drill a hole somewhere in here, because this one is not quite the right carburetor, but I think we should still be able to make it work, because this governor needs to be able to push on this, and these ones require to pull, and this one I can't get it to actually move properly because it's got to like go like up like this. So if I put a hole like right here, I should be able to make that work close enough. Alright, so I just drilled a hole right there. Hopefully that'll be close enough that I can either adjust the governor or whatever it needs. So basically I messed with trying to make that carburetor work with the straight fuel inlet for way too long and decided I needed to order a 90-degree fitting. And also I needed to drill a bigger hole for that governor because it was catching pretty good. So let's cut to that footage now. Alright, well, it's been a couple days again. It is currently 7:30 on Thursday. The video needs to be out by noon tomorrow. So I got some goodies. And we're gonna pray that it works. I am so sick of this snowblower, this thing. It's not funny. I'm laughing because it's I'm laughing because just because. So we're gonna try to shove these in. They probably won't fit. I hope it does. It better, or else I'm throwing the thing in the scrapper. But let's get those in and see. And as I suspected, wrong size. Okay. Well, we'll figure something out. We have to. It's got to work. Okay, what I have here is an abomination. And what we're going to try to do is just shove him in there with the abominate. I might need to take an O-ring off. Come back. Well, I'll come back if it works. Okay. Don't mind the angle. I just want to prove to you that this is on and it's going to work. Now if... it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. Let's put it together and get it on the thing and see if it runs. All right, so we got gas in it. Not a lot, but some. We'll turn the gas on. I think that's on. Looks like there might be gas in there. Well, so far, it's not leaking. Let's see if the primer pushes. Let's see if the primer pushes gas out of it. Oh yeah, oh, the foot's sticking. Sticky foot, sticky foot. Whoa. Okay, well that works. Okay, I think that's good. We'll see. All right, we'll hook the key up, and then we'll see if it does anything. Hey, welcome to This Carburetor Has Come Off About 8 billion times. Here is a very good tech tip. Your float height is very important. So what you want it to be is when you hold it upside down, you want it to be about level. Mine was not. So when it was up all the way, the seat wasn't seating, or the needle wasn't seating into the seat properly. This needs to actually come down a little bit, I think. There, that's about right. So yeah, there is your float height. This thing is going to be the death of me. All right, so from day one, this thing has refused to keep fuel in it. So now we will turn the gas on. I'll actually keep this off. It's staying dry for once. Now, okay, that's doing its thing. Now we'll hook the key up. I'll get you guys on the tripod and we'll see what it does. Hopefully it just runs and I don't gotta goof with the governor. All right. We will get our key hooked up again. Hopefully it just runs. So that's on. We're just going to shove that there, and we will see what happens. Maybe it's flooded. Maybe it wants more. I don't know. Well, it runs well, actually. I just got to adjust the governor just a hair bit up, I think. I think I'll call that good. That seemed about right, I think. I mean, obviously I don't know, but what do I know? Let's see if this thing works. I don't even know. If it doesn't work, I'm probably not going to do anything about it. Well, it's not very happy. Probably the next guy's problem. It starts fine. Alrighty, folks. Well, we got our cover on pretty good. This other cover was a little loose, so I went ahead and tightened that guy up. So I would say that is good. Oh, guys, this thing fought me tooth and nail. Oh my gosh. But it finally, it runs good. It runs real good. So, this thing, I don't even have words. This thing was such a pain in the back. It's time for this thing to be not mine because I'm sick of it and I will not use it. So someone else can get their use out of it. And with that being said, now that this thing is finally fixed, if you like what you see, give me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment what your favorite part of the video was. Mine was none of it. It sucked. I will see you guys in the next one. And until then, don't die.